Hey guys, how you doing? Fixer Pros here. We have a Samsung S22 Ultra that needs a screen repair. You can see it's all broken up there. We're gonna install it with a new LCD. It comes with a new frame. It's all put together. I'm gonna transfer everything off from one phone to the other. All right, let's get started. Let's take off this back glass without breaking it. I like to use like 200-degree temperature, the heat gun. Try to heat up the corners. Just watch out with these cameras. So we'll just work over here first. Sometimes these are rubberized, but I don't think this one is. We'll fast forward through this part and I'll show you what we do. Okay guys, all right, so I've been trying to heat this up. I don't want to go too into depth with these videos in regards to heating this up, but I'm going to show you. Take a little blade, heat this up, hot plate or heat gun if you can. Take some alcohol so it starts to dissolve the glue, because this is glass, you don't want to crack this. So once you can see that it's kind of get it underneath. You can sort of wedge this or try to get a plastic card. Might be a little better. There we go. Okay. Now we got this plastic card underneath here. So this moves a little bit with it. So you won't crack it, because with this, the glue's there, you're gonna crack the back glass. Okay. So here we go. It becomes a lot easier. So you need to use a little bit of alcohol. This wasn't too difficult, it's just a matter of, and don't use too much alcohol by the cameras here. So just like a little bit. Just to dissolve the glue. Okay. Yeah, sometimes these plastic cards are a lot easier than and don't dig too deep, just in case there's some cable or something. Okay, check it out. Awesome. There you go. That was pretty easy. Okay, great. Now we got that off. Put that to the side. Now we're gonna take off everything. So first thing is disconnect the SIM tray. Take that out. Take that little pen out. Don't forget that. And then we're going to take off all these bolts and try to keep them all in order, so that way we can put this together. Oh, this one, we've got to be careful with this. I don't want to strip this. Okay. Oh, look at that. This is not the bolt. All right, let me find a better screw. 1 second, guys. Okay, here we go. I changed the screwdriver because that one's looks like it's getting stripped. So we're going to start popping these off. Try to keep everything in order. I'm going to pause the video and just kind of fast forward through this, but I'm going to keep everything in order. Okay, all the screws are out. Everything's like, they're all the same size, so but just try to keep them in order. Okay, next step is we need to disconnect some things here. I think this is the vibrator. I'm sorry, the wireless charger. This should kind of lift out here. There's another little connection here. Okay. Yep. Okay, lift that out. A little adhesive right here. We can take off. This is the bottom speaker. Okay, so let's lay this out somewhere else, safe. Okay. Now let's go ahead and disconnect the battery, which is right here. Try not to dig in too deep around here. Just pop that out. Okay, power's off. Now we can start to take off the. This is the main flex that connects to the motherboard. Sorry, that connects to the LCD. That's where we get the power for the LCD. And then the wireless charging port. So in case you needed to change the charging port, this is all you got to do here. Just change this part out here. Okay. These are the little connectors. This is like this is the Wi-Fi, one of the 5G antennas. Or this one, both of these, I think. I think it's this one actually. But careful with all this. Now let's go ahead and take these out. Try to keep these separate. I think these are a little bit smaller. They might be the same size, but keep those separate. Okay. Samsung makes these bolts a little tight, so just make sure you get a good screwdriver. Okay, so that's out. Let's see if we can take this out. Probably better use like a plastic spudger. Let's see. You might have to disconnect this. Oh, there you go. This will just pop out. Okay, perfect. Put that somewhere safe. Okay. This we're gonna have to disconnect anyways. Okay, put that on the side. Then we're gonna have to disconnect these. This one again, just be careful. This is the 5G antenna. This connector right here is for the stylus pen. Let's go ahead and move this. Okay, that side. And where else? Now we need to get to the motherboard. This is the back camera. You're gonna have to heat this up a little bit because there's like some rubber seals around that camera. Let's see if we can lift this board out. There you go. Should be not so difficult. Just be careful with these and the battery. And that should kind of lift out. There we go. Okay. There we go. Boom. Take that, put that somewhere safe. Okay, what else? We got to get the battery out. And we still got to take this out. Look, there's a couple screws right here. Let's try to keep those separate. There, top speaker, and we just have to take out these two on the side and the battery. Okay, I'm gonna heat this up a little bit and we'll get those taken out. Stay tuned. Okay, so let's heated this up. Let's try to. There's a little bit. I don't know if you could see that, but there's a little bit of glue around the edges. So you don't want to heat it too much because you don't want to mess up the front camera. You're just kind of wedging up, breaking up that silicone glue. pull that out. Okay, there seems to be just some glue on the side. You don't want to use the hot gun, really a heat plate for this, okay? There you go. Now, we're gonna take out the Wi-Fi, 5G, sorry, the 5G connector. Right here. Oh, gotta be careful. Might use it. Try not to use too much heat, but okay. You can kind of get underneath here, and then to like wedge that out. Okay. Doesn't take a lot of force. There you go. Boom. Now let's take out this one. There's some little hooks right there. Sometimes they break off, so you gotta be a little careful. Let's use a little heat. There you go. You got it. Okay, the last step will be the battery. Let's use a little alcohol. Sesmo. Just the alcohol there. And a little heat too always helps. So I'm probably gonna put this on the hot plate. Put a little alcohol, put it on the hot plate. And then we'll start putting together the new screen. Okay, so let's go ahead and put those things back. Put that in here. Let's use a little bit of glue. I like to use B7000 glue just so it doesn't move around. They said it was recommended to use a little bit of glue. I'll use a little B7000 glue. There we go. Because I see there's no, there's nothing really anchoring it in, so it doesn't move. A little B7000 glue, it's fine. I don't know if they said to use any here. There's a little adhesive here. I'll just use a little bit, just in case. Just a little dab. Right there. Okay. Okay, so it doesn't move. Whatever. I mean, it's got bolts, but anyways. Okay. Let's go ahead and put those screws in. Which were, I believe, were these two. One second. Look at that. I think this is why they said to put glue in, because see this, there's no holes in here. That's why they said to use glue. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, let's use a little bit more glue. Let's use a little glue here. Sometimes the Chinese, they don't, for whatever reason, they didn't drill holes in there. Okay, so I'll use a little glue just to keep it stable. Okay, then we're going to put our camera back in, make sure there's no dust. Put that back in there. Then what else? We're going to put our speaker back in here. Okay. There are 2 bolts. check on that battery. Hold on. Okay, let's check on this battery real quick. Keep that motherboard safe. Use a little alcohol. Sometimes batteries will just wedge up. There we go. There we go. Okay. Keep that to the side for now. Let's go back to putting in our other stuff. Okay, so now I like to keep things side by side just to double check, make sure I didn't forget anything. All the little seals seem to be there. This here comes with the volume button already built in. Usually they're pretty good quality, so we don't have to have a problem with that. Okay, so now let's put in our motherboard. Let's clear these cameras. Actually, I probably want to put it in this way first. Okay. Let's put the camera off to the side for a second. Let's clear some of these connectors. There you go. Boom. Nice and flat. Feel it. Gonna click in. Now we can go ahead and put our camera back in. So now we can connect these. Connect that. Stylus. Let's get that battery in. I usually will use the double-sided tape. Give me 1 second. Okay, I like to use double tape here. Got another one here, double tape. Let's put that battery in here. Okay, it's not moving anywhere. Let's start to can connect this there. Okay, let's connect our charging port back here. Okay, let's anchor that back down. Great. Here's the main flex cable. Let's connect these here. Awesome. And let's connect this guy here. Some of these Samsungs, before you can actually turn it on and test it, you have to put most of the back plates and screws on. I haven't really tested with these, but I know like the S8s or the S9s that were doing that. Oh, what? Gotta be careful with these. I didn't really connect them. There you go, snapped on. There you go. Okay, let's see what else I need to do. Let's connect. So everything's connected here. Battery's not in yet. righty. One bolt right there. Okay, so now probably have to connect the battery here, because this is not, I'm not going to be able to see the battery. Okay, I'll connect that, connect that. Let's go ahead and put some of these screws in. One thing that I always recommend to check before you do all this, I should have brought that up in the video. Always check by the SIM tray, that little rubber stopper, that little thing that you put the SIM tray in, that's there. Okay, this little guy right here. I don't know if you can see that. It was in here. I did check it, but make sure that it's there. Otherwise, you know, you just got to take the charging port out and put it back in there. But it's there. Sometimes that happens to me. Okay. Seems to be almost done. I'll just check. We'll just put the last bolts in. This one right here. And I had 2 extra bolts because those are the ones that were on the side here that I'm not going to fit. Okay. So let's see if this turns on. Hit power. There you go, turn it on. And then the last step, obviously, of course, is, you know, re-glue your back plate on here, put your, obviously, your SIM tray in, which is working, and pop in your pen. One last thing to note is always double check, make sure your pen's working before you do this, because this is the connector for that recognize the stylus pen. So if this isn't working, just switch over the old one to the new. It's just like a sticker that connects there. Okay. But that's it, guys. All right. Thanks again. Appreciate it. If you like the video, like and subscribe. Have a great day. Thank you.